Welcome to our presentation. Let me begin by asking you a question. Do you use any of the following products? Johnson & Johnson's No More Tears, Lysol disinfectants, Pledge furniture polish, Oust air fresheners, Lime Away, Cascade dishwashing detergent, Tide laundry detergent, Clorox bleach, 409 multi-purpose cleaner, Windex glass cleaners? If so, what you probably don't know is hurting you, your family, and the environment. Hi, my name is Robert Ford. Most likely, you are here because a friend introduced you to our website. Thank you in advance for your time. I know you will find what I'm about to share with you to be very informative and valuable for you and your family. I also know you may find some of the information shocking and disturbing. If you are somewhat skeptical as we go through this presentation, I would completely understand, because that was me 7 years ago. But after many hours of investigation, I came to realize that an informed and educated consumer can make better purchase decisions. Purchase decisions that will reduce a family's risk of sickness and disease. One final note before we begin. If you would like to learn more about the authorities behind this information, you can find that by using the hyperlinks in the Amazon Kindle book, Healthy Families and Healthy Kids by Robert E. Ford. So let's begin. What we are going to discuss today is the Fair Packaging and Labeling Act, how we get sick, cancer rates in America, and how they changed over the last 104 years, the precautionary principle, and finally, how common household products are harming you, your family, and the environment, probably without you even being aware of it. Most Americans believe, just like I once believed, that the products purchased at the grocery or drugstore are regulated by the government, and so they are safe to use. Actually, most of these products are regulated by a law passed almost 50 years ago. This federal law is called the Packaging and Labeling Act of 1966. There is no requirement for products to be safe. There is no requirement for the manufacturer to list every ingredient in a product. There's no FDA authority to recall unsafe products. It simply limits the manufacturer's liability simply by having them place a warning on the product label. So how do we get sick? Most of us are very familiar with how physical stress and emotional stress can impact our health and our quality of life. But if you are like me, you may not know how the chemicals in the products you are using are increasing your risk of sickness and disease. More and more experts agree we are increasing our risk of sickness due to the toxic chemicals used in our homes. We bombard our bodies with these toxic chemicals every day, and they increase our risk of disease. Here are just a few of the disorders resulting from this toxic exposure: ADD, ADHD, allergies, asthma, eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, and yes, even cancer. Let's look at cancer rates and how they have changed over the last 104 years. We could look at any number of things such as male sperm count or female fertility rates, but let's look at cancer. In 1910, according to the American Cancer Society, only 1 out of 8,000 people were diagnosed with cancer. Cancer rates quickly changed when synthetic chemicals began to be used. Synthetic chemicals were first introduced to the American household following World War I as a way to sell the huge stockpiles of chlorine that had been previously used as a poison gas. The chemical age ushered in all types of toxic chemicals being introduced to American homes with serious health consequences. What happened as a result? 27 years after synthetic and toxic chemicals began to be used in American homes, cancer rates went from 1 out of 8,000 to 1 out of 500. And today, the latest report from the Center for Disease Control reports 1 out of 2 Americans will be diagnosed with cancer. They also report it is the exposure to a wide variety of manufactured chemicals used in the home that accounts for at least 2/3, or about 70% of all cases of cancer in the United States. So obviously, we can have an impact on our health and our family's health by making smarter purchase decisions. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission found 150 chemicals that are commonly found in the home that are linked to allergies, birth defects, cancer, and behavioral disorders. The EPA did a 15-year study. They looked at women who worked at home. They found that these women had a 54% higher death rate from cancer compared to women who worked outside of the home. They concluded it was due to this long-term exposure to hazardous chemicals found in ordinary household products. Many moms are using disinfectants to try to protect their children from germs. What these moms don't understand is household disinfectants are the leading poison hazard for children. According to 911, every 30 seconds a child is poisoned in the United States. Fortunately, these poisonings are completely avoidable by making the decision to purchase safer products that actually cost less. It's a no-brainer decision. Who would think that furniture polish has chemicals that cause brain damage and depress the central nervous system? Why did the manufacturer Monsanto have an ingredient that was a known carcinogen, and why did they lie for 30 years to cover up the fact that Agent Orange was in their Lysol cleaning product? Who knows how many people were harmed by this? I don't know. What I do know is the person who makes a more informed purchase decision can avoid these risks. If a product label says precautionary statement, caution, keep out of reach, poison, corrosive, danger, or maybe fatal, these are all keywords that say these products contain toxic chemicals, and you're increasing your family's risk of sickness or disease by using them. Why does Cascade have a chemical that increases your risk of liver poisoning? Why does Tide have ingredients that have been banned in Europe and ingredients that increase the risk of allergies and asthma for you and your children or grandchildren? 409 is the most popular multi-purpose cleaner. Why does it have phenol in it, which has been linked to cancer? Why does Windex have ingredients that increase our risk of reproductive disorders? It makes no sense to me. Does it make any sense to you? When the government did a study on women's cosmetics, they found that all of them contain heavy metals and toxic chemicals. Why would a product that is designed to increase attractiveness also increase your risk of sickness? Why does women's lipstick still have lead in it? Lead has been banned from house paint since the 60s, and yet it's still found in lipstick? This is crazy. Wouldn't you agree? But the product that really angers me the most is Johnson's No More Tears. Why? Well, in Europe, they banned a number of toxic chemicals from being in personal care products almost a decade ago. So Johnson's manufactures No More Tears in Europe without these toxic chemicals. It angers me because No More Tears is the leading best-selling baby shampoo in the United States, and Johnson's uses ingredients that increase the risk of cancer for your children. And most people don't know that the leading cause of death of children, not including accidents, under the age of 14 is cancer. And the products we choose to buy either increase this risk of cancer or they reduce this risk. Which outcome do you want for your children? The Mayo Clinic did a study on personal care products. Why does any product used in our home contain a cancer-causing ingredient like formaldehyde? Most people believe that the poisoning is happening because it's ingested or swallowed. In fact, most poisonings are happening because of inhalation or absorption through the skin. Here are some revealing facts. The number of chemicals used in our homes has doubled since 1950. Last year, over 25,000 children were poisoned by products purchased from grocery stores. Cancer rates are at the highest level they have been for the last 104 years. Since 1910, they have gone from 1 out of 8,000 to 1 out of 2. There is no question that these grocery store products are effective, but they are unnecessarily putting our families and the environment at risk. These products also violate the scientific precautionary principle. What is that? That is the simple act of taking preventative measures to reduce and or avoid potential threats to our health and our environment. Now that you know about the dangers of grocery store products, you have a choice. Do you continue to put your family in harm's way, or do you decide to save money and shop for safer, smarter products? The choice is yours. I want to thank you for your time. My wish for you and your family is that you live a life free of sickness and disease, and a life with abundant health and prosperity. If you would like to learn more about having a toxic-free home and reducing your risk of sickness, please complete the form found on this page.